But impeachment's all bullshit.
to
Nothing matters. In fact, I really wish Trump was just defended by this guy.
I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take a look.
Can you hear me, Rich?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat.
I can see that.
I like how the other guy's on his phone the whole time, and
It's like this whole
the guy needs to fucking wipe his webcam. Like,
so good.
holy shit, it's fucking it's so foggy.
Yeah.
You know what that is, right? It's
What?
cum residue, because he's sitting down whacking off to whatever's on the laptop, shot it into the fucking webcam, and never wiped it off. That's why it's all fuzzy and shit. He doesn't even know how to clean it.
That's why squeegees
God
are
damn,
invented.
noob! Holy shit!
What's up?
I said, goddamn, new. Like, it's
Fucking boomers, man.
boomers. Like,
Boomers are at it again. Jay, are you gonna double mask it up? I mean, like, are you gonna put 2 masks on when you eat ass?
oh fuck, man! I barely mask it up as it is. I mean, I have a mask in the car for when I go to the grocery store, whatever. But like when I'm leaving the house or walking out in the park, or being outside at the beach or anything like that, I'm not wearing a mask. Wear 2 masks? Suck my dick. I mean, they were telling us masks weren't anything for 2 condoms, bro. It gets lost in one.
You're like, I don't even wear 1.
2 is just a waste. I put 1 on it.
Put a Jimmy hat on. It's like putting a Jimmy hat on your face. How far do you think this will go? What?
This whole thing was vodka and lemon juice. It was like all vodka and a little bit of lemon juice.
Why do your hands look so yellow on the screen? You put them close. Looks like you got.
This is a preview for what the premium episodes are going to look like.
Yeah.
You're piss on my face.
Piss on your face. Abe Eckstein, I think Abe says, don't you use a mask whenever you do a fatwa? That is true.
That is true.
Yeah,
Yes, we do. Or when we're on planes.
That's true too. Waging the jihad. So how far do you think this will go? Since the CDC amended their guidelines that Americans should now consider putting a mask over their mask.
It's a fucking joke. Like, the whole thing's a joke. The whole thing started with 15 days to stop the spread, and we're ending up where we can never open up anything. We have to double and triple mask. And even if you vaccinate, you still have to social distance, close everything down, and wear your mask.
Yeah.
It's, you know what? At the end of the day, even though COVID is as scary or as deadly or as whatever the fuck it is, people have the need to be sure and have their freedom to make the decisions that they want to make within their own lives. At the end of the you can't be locked up forever. You still have a higher chance of being in a road accident than dying from it.
Yeah. Well,
so are you going to lock yourself up in a bedroom so you don't have to drive to work anymore? So you don't have to go to the grocery store? So you don't have to take your kids to school?
Maybe. Go fuck yourself, Jay, right?
Well, that's exactly what they're doing. Is what they're sounding like. Yeah. And the only people that are suffering from this are the people who really need to be out there, or people who really need to be out working, who need their kids to be in school for their health, for their livelihoods, to make money, all of it. At the end of the day, we're at the tipping point, and I think we've been at the tipping point for at least 5 months now, where all of these restrictions are actually worse than what the virus could ever have done to us. Yeah. Be it the economy, the mental health of kids, the way that the schools being closed down, the way they are, is going to devastate children for years to come. The economy, recovery to the economy is going to take fucking It's going to take forever. We're going to be dead and gone before we see the full recovery.
Well, not if you buy Dogecoin.
Well, you got to ride that shit to the moon. Absolutely to the moon.
Essentially 100% to the moon.
100%.
So, Jay, you know what really fucking pisses me off?
Tell me, Siraj, what pisses you off?
Well, that is the WHO pissing on all of us, acting like we don't understand. Like they're pissing on us and telling us it's raining.
Yeah.
And this is what the WHO did. They said this week, this is Peter Ben Embarek or Embarak or Embarek. Embarek?
Embarek.
The head of the World Health Organization, Peter Ben Embarek, said it was extremely unlikely that the coronavirus, that is, leaked from a lab in the city of Wuhan. Now, the World Health Organization had been in Wuhan for the last month. Okay, so 4 weeks. That is not even like the Chinese Communist Party would not let the WHO in to investigate at any point last year. They were just like, no. Like, let us clean up in here. Let us make sure we, tidy up and sanitize this Wuhan lab, or, make sure there's lots of bat soup around that has coronavirus before you come in. All right. And it just basically the result obviously is the most predictable thing. And I don't know why anyone buys this. I think there was one tweet out there, I think from this guy, Jeremy Barr.
Over at NBC.
Yeah, was that NBC?
It was at NBC. Yeah, he's some fucknut over at NBC. He wanted to jump on Brett Baer's report on how it's seemingly more and more likely that it did originate from a lab in Wuhan. And he goes and he takes that up and he's like, how it's going. And it's just amazing to me how these so-called fucking reporters and journalists who are supposed to be out there looking for the truth are so eager to just take what China has and put it right so far up their asses and take a smile.
Yeah. Here's the tweet, by the way, from Jeremy Barr. This is the first headline. How it started. Brett Baer says more and more dots point to Wuhan lab as origin of coronavirus pandemic. This is from April 17th, 2020. And then this is the follow-up from, I believe, Reuters about the coronavirus is unlikely to have leaked from a Chinese lab. It's more likely to have jumped to humans from an animal, a World Health Organization team has concluded. I just don't fucking understand how you could just look at that and be, yeah, that totally checks out. I'm an NBC News reporter, therefore... what I read he's I'm sorry, not even NBC News. He's at the Washington Post, even better.
Shit. At least if it's NBC News, you're like, you know what? They are at the bottom of the barrel. But then you hear it's Washington Post, and even then, I mean, how Washington Post is going with themselves, they're not doing any better.
Fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't understand how anyone. It's so fucking strange that, a guy like Jeremy Barr will look at the Trump administration and say, I don't trust a word that they're saying, despite the fact that they're saying it. And then they turn around and look at what the World Health Organization and the Chinese government are saying. Like, it had to jump from a bat.
Oh, yeah. I totally believe what they have to say.
That's totally plausible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they throw people into camps. They're just giving them free education. I believe it. I totally get it.
I love education.
Trump sends a mean tweet. He is going to kill every Muslim to ever exist ever in the United States. That's what's going to happen. Oh, China. It's really fascinating how quickly they go from, we are holding everyone who is in power accountable. We speak for the people who cannot speak for themselves. Blah, 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 blah. It's like you're loud here in the United States.
It looks like you're like slurping on something.
You're loud here in the United States because this is the greatest fucking country in the world. You can do whatever the fuck you want here in the United States and be as loud as you want against the people in power and know that nothing's going to happen to you. But as soon as it has to be with like China or whatever, you have to get those Chinese dollars. So you have to toe the line and then just get cum all over your face.
I gotta say, Jay, that's probably gonna be the next GIF that Fuzzy or one of the Habibis makes. Jay and Siraj out of context, us just like stroking some shaft. Danielle C says the WHO report makes me think it was for sure a lab leak. A lot of signs point to that. You can tell there's a cover up at work here. Nate Beebe, thank you. Nate says
my Habibi.
Nate Beebe obviously had the comment of the week last week with the white dudes and Yashar, saying that white guys. I guess of course Yashar at least shows up. That made the promo. But Nate Beebe says lockdown and never eat ass again. That would be a tragedy. Also, the correct expression is don't puss on my back and tell me it's raining. Why did I say puss?
Did you say puss? I thought you said piss. You did piss.
I said puss, but it's piss. Yeah, no, but I said piss on my head or piss on all of us, but I guess it's on the back. Whatever. It's all good. I said puss instead it should be piss, but that was just the last time I said it. Anyways, why do you think the CCP keeps getting away with it? What's the World Health Organization getting out of all this?
Money. It always has to do with money. What do you think they're getting out of it? And even though we are dumb as fuck here in the United States to keep on paying them as well, they're getting money from both sides, but they hide information that goes against authoritarians. It's the same thing with the UN. You have the UN that's supposed to be a humanitarian board for the whole world to make sure genocides don't happen, to make sure we're saving lives, and they're over here having China sitting on the Human Rights Council and shit, having veto power over them being able to put Muslims in camps.
I can't read.
It's the same thing with the WHO organization.
The WHO.
It's like the WHO organization.
Yeah,
it's all a fucking scam. It's a scam, and for us to be in these organizations is fucking disgusting. It's sick. All it does is money going to hide the atrocities these fucks are doing.
Jay, I can't read this comment, but this is from Dan from last night. You can read it.
I heard John Psyche likes her ass eaten. When she says circle back, she's talking about Jay's tongue technique.
Oh God.
Dan, your mom would know.
Okay, here's a more frustrating aspect of the Biden administration, and this has a lot to do with the schools. So, for everybody who hasn't really been following this stuff, on President Biden's second day in office, he signed an executive order saying he was going to reopen schools, public schools, by the end of his first 100 days in office. Now the goalposts have been moved back to the point where it's just now, Jen Psaki, or just because we brought her up, obviously through Dan's comment, she announced this week that the White House will only commit to reopening 50% of the nation's schools for at least one day a week. Okay, by the end of the first 100 days. This plan doesn't even include high schools. Only a majority K-8 schools. So this minimal push to reopen schools barely qualifies as a reopening. Mind you, private and charter schools have been open for in-person classes for months. New York City public schools have been open for several months. I think they had a brief lockdown for a little bit, but then even the Chicago Teachers Union, the Chicago Teachers Union that puts out videos of like them doing interpretive dance to show you like how they feel about going back to school. Even those motherfuckers came to a deal with the Chicago public school system, and they are resuming classes on Thursday this week, i.e. tomorrow. And by the time, for those who are listening to it later, it's on Thursday. I mean, what does it say about our public education system, our teachers unions? I mean, like, how much does Biden, how beholden is Biden to these teacher unions?
Oh, a whole lot. And it's so funny that we're not seeing the same kind of tonality from our firefighting heroes in the media. Because every time Trump had something to say that went a little bit against Fauci, oh, they're not listening to science. They're science deniers. They're going to get everybody killed. They don't care about science, blah, 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 blah. While you're having CDC and every scientist, expert, what have you, come out and say that it's totally safe to open schools. And every time somebody came out and said it from the CDC, you had Jen Balzaki, Balzaki coming in and like totally what's it called? Just saying the complete opposite of what they were saying, or saying or diminishing what the CDC expert said, saying that she's only speaking for herself. She's not speaking through through what we know and through all this kind of stuff, and just trying to half-ass the answer in order to just make it sound like we need to just listen to what the teachers unions want and keep the schools closed. Make sure the teachers unions are not doing anything to help your kids or any type of work, but make sure you're still paying them money so they can funnel that money back into fucking campaigns and shit. Like, it's all a fucking scam. All of this shit's a scam. You need to fire all these teachers, destroy every teachers union and shit, and then just start the fuck over. There's a lot of people out of work that wouldn't mind teaching kids and stuff. So I think we can keep them open with them.
Robert Jeffers brings up an interesting point. Guys, don't forget the administration in almost every state isn't the one determining who goes back to school. That's up to states and the local school boards. This is more empty rhetoric. Yeah, of course, federalism exists for a reason. The federal government has a limited role in determining what individual states do in terms of their public education system, but they have taken a stand. The White House has taken a stand about where they want the schools to be opening, or when they want them to be open. For at least one day a week of in-person learning, that's fucking garbage. I mean,
it's so garbage. It makes no sense.
Rotting at home. The people who are suffering the most are Black, Latino, and low-income children, or children from low-income households. That was a study done over the last year, just during the course of the pandemic. And then the Chicago Teachers Union comes out by saying that, getting us back to in-person learning or in-person classes is a form of white supremacy. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's just too much.
It really is. It really, really is. And especially coming from the party of fucking science and shit. Like, it's so garbage.
Yeah, real quick tangent here before we get back to the story. So, Siraj, so you're just going to tell us that you are going to be on Tim Pool. I hadn't really promoted that. That was kind of like, I'm going to just go on, see how it goes. And then I went on Tim Pool's Timcast last night Tuesday, for 2 hours. It went well. But yeah, I didn't really promote it just because, I don't want to invite all the hate watchers right off the bat. But you can go check it out on YouTube. I have it saved actually on a playlist on my YouTube channel page under media hits, and that's right under there. So if you need to find it real quick, that's where it is. Had a good time. Nice guy. Interesting conversation. But yeah, I will, hopefully I go on in the future. Sounds like that might happen. And we talked.
It was a great episode. I thought you did really good, Habibi.
Oh, thanks, man.
You did fantastic.
The thing is, and this is what the Habibis don't know, is I try to play a lot of things close to the vest and not, try to move in silence. Just because, people can give you shit for anything. So, next time I do go on, I'll send a link out to the Discord server, the Habibi Discord server, which if you haven't joined the Habibi Discord server, it's in the description of this video. You can go check out. Yeah, Ben's over here like Siraj is hate watchers. Yeah, surprisingly. Anyways, back to more COVID stuff. What's up?
I said surprisingly.
Yeah, surprisingly. Abex says the bros got to go together. That's true. We got to go together. So, I mean, this is I just want to make this note. This is why Jay and I have thought about obviously expanding Habibi Bros and doing another show, is because the goal and the vision is to go independent, so that we could be basically self-funding. Of course, we appreciate obviously all the support of the Habibis. We know it's going to take a long time to get there. We know we probably won't get there for several months. I've thought about it, just taking the plunge right away, but realize it's a huge drop off. So I'm just going to continue to grow the brand, grow the show along with Jay. And we're just going to try to deliver the best content we possibly can to you, Habibis. And if we have an off night, it happens, but we'll come back and try to deliver a great premium episode so that we actually end the week off on a high note.
Right. And there was one more tier you guys didn't see. It was for $69 a month. I would go live and show you my ass eating technique on Dan's mom. It's a very limited offer. There can be only 420 people being able to watch at once.
Yeah.
That's it.
Inshallah. It's a special event. A special event. Okay. All right. Here's a little bit more serious news, but still on the topic of COVID. This is a crazy story coming from the New York Times, and actually it was published today, actually this evening. And I just want to bring it to your attention. Is actually this gentleman. He could very well be a Habibi. He is a Pakistani doctor from Texas. I'm just going to pull the article up right now. Where is it? This is why I need to, and I'm such a boomer. All right, so a Houston doctor, Dr. Hassan Gokal. I didn't even pull it up yet. There we go. Basically, he had 10 vaccines that were going to be expired in 6 hours. This is late December we're talking here. He called up, he made a bunch of house calls, even gave one to his wife. And then when it was found out by the administration, the hospital administration, that he had given out these 10 vaccine doses, he was fired. And then he was tried for basically medical malpractice. I'm going to just pull it up here. And of course, there's a story. He gave one to someone who was a bedbound nonagenarian, someone who's in their 90s, a woman in her 80s with dementia, a mother with a child who uses a ventilator. And then when the basically gave the last dose of the vaccine to his wife, who had a pulmonary disease that leaves her short of breath. He was fired from his government job and then charged with stealing 10 vaccine doses worth a total of $135, which ended up being a misdemeanor. But the judge dismissed the case as groundless after a local district attorney vowed to present the matter to a grand jury. And while prosecutors have portrayed the doctor as a cold opportunist, his lawyer says he acted responsibly, even heroically. And I bring that up because, there are just a lot of crazy things happening with this vaccine rollout. Like if the vaccine is going to expire and you could use it to stop the spread of the virus, why should you be fucking punished for it? It's absolutely insane. How did we even come to this, Jay?
I don't even know. I really don't. It's absolutely sad. And some people are just really drunk with power, I think. And they think that they can make these outlandish calls just because it's within their grasp of power. Mm-hmm. And what he did was, I don't think anyone in their right mind would look at it and be like, you know what? Yeah, we need to strip him of his livelihood. We need to strip him of his medical practice. We need to make sure he can never work again.
People talk about cancel culture. This is fucking cancel culture.
Yeah.
This is cancel culture at its worst. This is the no good deed goes unpunished. This asshole needs to be made an example of, because how dare he give 10 vaccines to people out of turn? How dare he?
Absolutely,
It's fucking
absolutely,
ridiculous.
absolutely.
Essentially.
100%.